AZDC San Antonio.
James Pledger, Jack Thompson. The Saturday Morning Hangover.
Good morning, San Antonio. Welcome into the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. And as always, we're on the go at ESPNSA.com. I am James Pledger. Jack Thompson out today, sitting in for my man, former San Antonio talent, former Oklahoma State Cowboy, Jamar Ransom in the building. Jamar, welcome onto the show.
Man, good morning. I don't think people realize how much effort you put into that good morning rant when you go in the morning. That takes a little bit of effort, ladies and gentlemen. But I am, again, happy to be here, blessed to be here, thankful. And good morning, San Antonio. Let's rock and roll, baby.
Morning, Vince. As always, you can join the show on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Just go to Facebook or YouTube, search ESPN San Antonio. Jamar also in the fitness game. Got a kick out of that Ed O story from Marty and McGee. He's about to be opening up a gym over there off 1604 in Northwest Military. You can follow on Instagram at Jupiter_fit_by_Jamar or on Twitter at JupiterFit by Jamar. That's right. Jupiter Fit coming strong.
Yes, sir. Always.
Soon to San Antonio to help you with whether it's sports training or just wanting to get into the gym yourself.
That's right. We don't turn anybody away. You got a goal. Let's get it together. Let's find a way to make it happen.
Speaking of making it happen, a lot of things going on, but first and foremost, you got shook a little bit by something me and Michael Jimenez were talking about yesterday during the Blitz.
You know, and I know Jeff Garcia is going to be mad that we carried it over to this day. I understand, but it was a very, very interesting topic, and I feel like it just flows into so many more topics. And, you know, you got questions, like you want to set up another Twitter poll. I feel like we need a Dan Libator guy like, Guillermo, put it on the poll. Like, do you get anxiety about having smudge on your white jeans when you go out? You know?
I do.
And see, and
I would.
And we also talked about the length in the shirts that you cut to go to the gym.
Yeah, it's got to be symmetrical.
So if you're in the gym and you're in the middle of a bent over row, he's gonna tear them down to even. And I said, by the time you get done, you're wearing a poncho, right? Like it's just gonna be flapping all over.
It is what it is.
I love it. But, you know, and to talk about yesterday, I didn't know nipple anxiety was a thing. You know,
had no clue.
And that's what really threw me off was the Twitter response is that it was 6 out of 10 people said it's a thing. And my question is, say you busted $150 on this polo shirt and you're having some actions with it. Do you put it in the closet? Do you try to
What do you do?
Do you return it? Like, these are the questions. So Michael Jimenez needs to come back out here so we can have this conversation and we can get in depth about this a little bit, because I thought it was just, you know, something that just happened. You wear a shirt. If you saw things, you saw things. If you didn't, then, you know, it wasn't a big deal, but clearly it's enough to make you change your shirt, return a shirt, and, or, you know, just have anxiety about every shirt you wear from now on. It's an interesting thing.
I've never once thought about that.
Never.
Once.
Never. Not even.
Are you going to now, though?
Always.
I'm not.
And
I'm still not.
And my question is, do you wear an Under Armour shirt underneath your polos now and underneath your dress shirts? Or do you, like, I need Michael Jimenez to come out here so we can have some questions answered.
I don't think he knows what he's going to do about it outside of changing shirts right now find something less anxious to wear.
Let's take it to Twitter. We got to find out, what do you do once you decide that you have an anxiety about wearing a shirt? Do you change the shirt? You spend that much on the shirt, you better put some Band-Aids on it.
John Dyer on a Facebook Live coming up with solutions. He's an idea guy.
I love him. I love him. I love that he was so quick on the response with that. But yeah, do you put it back in the closet? Do you just change shirts? Do you return it? Like, what is the next step once you
Can you only wear it in certain weather?
Can you only wear, is it a summer shirt? Is it a winter shirt? Because obviously it can't be a winter shirt because that's going to increase.
That's when it's cold.
Yeah. Again, I have so many questions when it comes to that. I need to get some answers. So Twitter, help us out. Let us know what you guys think. Really interested to know how you guys feel about this. I had a great time listening to it yesterday. My mind just went so many different places after hearing about it, but clearly it is a thing.
And I've Done a lot of things today. We're going to talk about the NBA Finals Game 5 tonight, which you can catch right here on ESPN San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom. Pregame at 7, tip-off at 8 o'clock. Series tied at 2. Has that momentum shifted? Is it the Bucks series, or is this all about home court advantage? We're going to get into that. Plus, as he mentioned, Jeff Garcia is going to join us again to talk about what's going on in San Antonio. So much to talk about. Keldon's on Team USA. We've got rumors this week about both Ben Simmons and John Collins. What's the best possible route? What's your walkaway point when it comes to people like that? And are they even worth it if it's a money thing? So there's a lot to get into with Jeff Garcia and what the Spurs need to do this offseason. Draft is just a couple of weeks away now. And then free agency quickly to follow once the draft is over. So but I love having NFL guys, former NFL and football players and college football players. So we're going to take a look at the NFL, some of the big storylines heading into training camp, which starts, by the way, ESPN San Antonio going to be in Oxnard next Sunday. The guys leave. We're going to be bringing you live coverage of training camp from Oxnard, California, of course, right here on ESPN San Antonio. Plus, college football, man. The betting odds are out. We see who's favored. We see who's close. Things are about to get real interesting. Are there guys that can make a jump? What do you expect in the Big 12 and SEC this upcoming season? Or is it just chalk as always in those two conferences? We're going to find out from a man that played. And I really, it wasn't just the nipple anxiety that shook you. I started making you rethink your entire day today.
Oh, absolutely.
I told you about an unopened 1996 vintage Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64 that sold at auction for $1.56 million. That
would have been the best game on 64.
It wasn't.
007 was way better.
GoldenEye. You had GoldenEye. You had Mario Kart.
This is
the Zelda games.
This is beyond mind blowing here, and it's weird that you brought it up on this day because my daughter and I were getting ready to as soon as we leave here, we're going to go and clean out some toys from the storage, right?
So I asked you after you said that, I was like, are you sure there's nothing in there? Because my sister's got some old vintage 1970s Star Wars toys and the Darth Vader collector helmet that you put in there. And those things are going for thousands of dollars. I started thinking to myself, like when I was a kid, He-Man's starting to come back into the consciousness again. Exactly. Right. He has the power.
That's right.
But imagine if I would have kept my old vintage toys or my Castle Grayskull I had as a kid.
Oh, I'm rethinking all these things that I've gotten rid of.
I told you about Barbies that are reselling for thousands of dollars.
Like this, you literally just turned a maybe 30-minute task into a 3-hour task because we're going to eBay and Google search everything. Are you kidding me? 1.56 million for another. I hope she has an unopened Barbie head in there, with just long hair, just like ones that you just brush or something. That some crazed fan is going to be like, you know what? I'll pay $200 sold. Like, it's crazy to think about things like that. But what it really does is it sets the tone for a memory you had associated with that time frame. And I remember, that's what I'm saying. Super Mario 64. I remember that game, and I remember being at my friend's house.
I still have it.
And some of us still have, we still relive these memories that we had as kids and we enjoyed them so much. So when you think about things like that, it's more like I'm buying the memory, the memory that I had. But this also goes to a point that you were talking about, like with shoes, a pair to show and a pair to go.
Pair to show, pair to go, baby.
And I have a real interesting, and I hope he's listening right now. I hope my older brother is listening so we can have this conversation. We both got the Shaq pumps at the same time.
Yeah.
All black ones, right? With the pump on there. Super excited about it. Got them at the same time. We both go to school one day. We come back. I didn't wear mine because I knew I wanted to keep mine fresh for the weekend.
Yeah.
I come back. And there's a massive hole in the big toe of my shoe. And I'm like, how did this happen? Where did this happen from? And I go and look at his shoes and they're still nice and clean and everything like that. And I'm like, hey man, what happened to my shoes? I got a big old hole in my shoe. He said, I don't know what happened to your shoes. So clearly my shoes were the ones to go and his were the ones to show.
100%.
But what if I wanted to keep those right now? Who knows what I could have made off of those right now? So
I was showing you a pair of old, raggedy, beat up Jason Kidds that I used to have.
Beat to
$1,500.
The ones that you showed me were $375.
Yeah.
And they had creases in them, looked like someone had spilled some
dirt,
coffee on them. I mean, they just
scratched up.
$375. So, to my point, I hope he's listening, and I wish I would have kept those now, because who knows what we could have resold those for. Love you, big brother, but yeah, you did me dirty.
You did him dirty, man.
Good.
He needs answers now. He wants you to come clean.
I just want you to be honest about it. That and the clock.
John Dyer says we got to talk Texags paying players $10,000. Need Jamar's thoughts on that.
Listen, again, if it is in a structured way to do it, I'm all for it. But lump sums, I am not for, especially because the last time we were on here talking, we talked about young kids with FU money, pretty much.
Yeah.
And again, what makes college sports so great? It's the fact that these kids are working to the point of earning that kind of money.
Mm-hmm. Now,
you tell an 18, 19-year-old kid, no matter what he does, he's going to have $10,000 at the end of the year. What kind of Pandora's box are we opening here? Because now you're asking them to be a full-blown adults when literally they were in high school last year. Like, some of these kids aren't even waking up on their own. They're still letting mom and dad wake them up to go to class, okay, go to school. But you're going to give them $10,000 and say, hey, not only that, you're going to have your media obligations, you're going to have your class obligations, and you're going to need to practice. You're going to have to watch film. I think the money part is not the issue. It's how the money is issued. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You can't give guys these lump sums, okay? You have to give them a structured, make
they have to earn it.
Yeah, make it a carrot on a stick for them. Hey, if you attend all of your classes, this is what's at the end of the pot for you. Hey, if you make all a honor roll, this is what's at the end of the pot for you. Not just on name, image, and likeness. Give them something to work towards. If it's just like any free agent, you give them a big contract. Yeah, I'm going to tell you I'm working. In it. Yeah, I'm going to tell you I'm working. But if there's not incentive,
but if you throw for 4,000 yards this year, I'll give you an extra 500,000.
I'm going to say two words: Jamarcus Russell.
Whew.
And if you don't know, this dude had 2 double cheeseburgers at the end of every practice for years.
This is a dude that they would give him the playbook. They would give him the little disc, the CDs.
Not even this.
And all he had to do was open it and see money stacked inside on top of the CD to prove that he watched film, and didn't do it.
Why did you have to trick your first round pick? You have to trick him to watch film? I have to literally put money in a disc to see if you're watching film. And not, you didn't even open it just to say, let me just open it.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't even care.
Sitting on $36 million right now.
I mean, it's enough. Actions like that are enough to make you want to quit your fandom.
It's I see what you did there, baby. I see what you did there, and you're exactly right. Things like that, and especially, and what team would it be that we are talking about right now? Have to be the Raiders. Have to be the Raiders.
I don't know. I think my team's running real close behind that right now. I
don't know, man. It's hard. You don't know if you're in LA one year, you're in Oakland the next year, you're in Vegas this year. Hey, we may make a stop in San Antonio. That's what I'm hoping. That's next, right? But yeah, I really feel like
let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Man, silver and black.
Let's just worry about the gunslingers coming back right now.
Silver and black. But that's true too. But I think we need to sit here and set a little bit more structure when it comes to for the name, image, and likeness. I think right now it's just so wide open. It's hot right now, so everyone's just jumping on it. I mean, one kid's making $2 million a year in college. What do you want? But his dad's a millionaire anyway, so I get that. But $2 million for a sponsorship? I mean, is he doing commercials? What if the sales drop when he starts doing the promo for you?
Do you start doing social posts for Texags?
See what I'm saying? Whatever it takes, right? But we need to understand that there needs to be some type of structure when it comes to giving these guys. But name, image, and likeness, I'm all for. Guys got to get paid.
He is Jamar Ransom. You can follow him on Twitter at Mr. Energy Fo.
No, we're going to Jupiter Fit.
Jupiter Fit
by Jamar. Send all responses there. That's the one that's going to be handled by me the most. We're trying to get this going on. We're trying to make San Antonio a healthy city. And we
love tacos.
That's okay. As long as you have Beyond Meat in those tacos and curry cheese and not dairy cheese, we're good.
Jamar trying to get us off of tacos. I don't know about that. I don't know how that's going to play out.
All we're going to do is take a Gardein brand and give you a meatless ground beef. See how you feel about that.
Or, just hit the gym a little bit earlier, spend a little extra time. How about that?
You could be in a caloric deficit too. I mean, it's your life.
He is Jamar Ransom. I am James Pledger. This is the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
What makes the perfect workout? Being able to ride, lift, and stretch in one place with motivating instructors.
Y'all look so good out there, Peloton.
Classes that always work around your busy summer schedule.
Push, Peloton, you got 20 minutes of opportunity on this ride.
Instructor-curated playlists for every mood.
Let's turn it up. Come on.
Now what if you had it all? Right at home. The Peloton Bike. Nothing like working out from home. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more.
If an education can help you prepare for a career change, here's an opportunity. University of Phoenix is awarding up to $1 million in new scholarships this month. You could earn between $2,000 and $3,000 in a non-cash tuition scholarship. See which one you may qualify for at phoenix.edu.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the US that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
It's a baseball summer, and the Missions are back on at the Wolf this Tuesday for $2 Tuesday. The Missions battle the Springfield Cardinals. Come out and enjoy $2 tickets, parking, beer, and sausage wraps. Gates open at 6 p.m. with the first pitch at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets and details. That's samissions.com. Wolf Stadium is now open to 100% capacity for Missions baseball. Let's get back to fun. Play ball.
We are back doing live shows on location. Jason Minix here. Join me for our first live Blitz broadcast in over a year as we're going to be out at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar as we celebrate 9 years at that Slacker's North Star location this Thursday. The Blitz live 4 to 7, tons of prizes, including WWE Raw tickets, bets this Thursday with the Blitz back out at Slacker's North Star location as they celebrate 9 years with one heck of a party. We'll see you out at Slackers.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the US that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
No, run it, baby. We running it here on the Saturday Morning Hangover, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. Logic's never a bad choice.
Never. Open them up. Y'all don't know. Let's be in here spinning, man. I'm telling you. We come to work and start DJing.
That is not Jack Thompson. I got Jamar Ransom, former San Antonio Talon, former Oklahoma State Cowboy, joining me. And when I did that, I had the idea that I wanted to talk some football today.
Let's do it.
Plus, it's the man hitting the gym even harder than I do. he's got it all.
Let's go. We need them Ed Ogeron 35s though.
Got to wake up, start busting them out.
I hope you guys heard that story. It was an amazing story, by the way. I hope you guys got a chance to listen to it.
I was looking at the NFL calendar. Training camp, the guys leave for training camp right here on ESPN San Antonio. You're going to see all the stars out at training camp. And it starts, they leave Sunday, Monday, first day there. Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California. We're going to have you covering everything that involves the star. But it's not just about the Cowboys. It's about the NFL. I want to take a broad stroke look at the NFL because so much has happened this offseason, as does every offseason in the NFL, and teams have completely revamped themselves in order to make a push. And we always see teams that, from out of the playoffs to into the playoffs, we see a team go from first to last in certain divisions. Like, there's always storylines that just come out of nowhere. The Cleveland Browns last year finally make that jump.
Yes. And, and I totally 100. It's the chemistry and the camaraderie that you start to build. I mean, the foundation of your season is during training camp. It's more than just X's and O's. There's a relationship that's built between players and coaches, players and other players. You do realize that as much as athletes, you dread this time because your body's going
back to work.
Yeah, and it's going to be nonstop football, and sometimes you may get hung up on a couple of things, but at the end of the day, your season is built at training camp.
Training camp ain't training camp anymore, though.
It is if we're talking about Mr. McCorkle, because clearly many camps he's throwing passes, and now he's jumping Cam Newton as a potential starter for the season. But like I was saying, training camp is more than X's and O's. It's building that relationship, building that trust factor. And you can't do that if you don't have the captain of your ship there. There's two teams that don't have the captain of their ship, two teams that need these guys there to be at least relevant. And they're nowhere to be found. So it's going to be an interesting way to see, interesting thing to see if these guys show up. And if they don't, are they ready to cash those checks? Because we're talking about 90,000 and 50,000.
And you talk about some of the new QBs like Mac Jones over in New England and making a push to be the starter over there, or as I like to call him, Mr. MacArthur Edward Jones.
Mr. McCorkle.
But there's a lot of new QBs around the league. Yeah. You look at the Jets. You got good old Mr. Headband.
Yeah, Zach Wilson.
Love me some Zach Wilson. He's BYU good. Kid, the big city now.
Yeah, and that's the thing though, is I wish the Jets would stop drafting quarterbacks and really just implementing them. They need to get a good free agent to let these guys learn behind, because New York is New York. It's not BYU. And you think about how BYU is in the West Coast, so it's not a lot of media attention on there just because the East Coast is shut down by the time most of their games are being played. But when you're front dead and center, you're talking about New York Jets.
Back page.
He's going
to
be sitting there, and they're going to be still talking about Joe Namath. Every time you talk to the Jets fans, that's who they go back to, Joe Namath. Look, you weren't even alive when Joe Namath retired. So why are you talking about a championship that he won? It's very disheartening to see, and it goes back to draft reform, which we won't get into right now. But we need to find a better way of getting these guys into better situations. You don't throw Zach in the fire. I tell you what, he does not have the tools there to be the guy. I mean, do they just want to win 6 games and call that a successful season?
I mean,
maybe.
Sure, but you throw certain guys into the fire and you find out if they can sink or swim, especially in today's NFL. We're seeing it more and more. You saw it with Deshaun Watson in Houston.
Yes, but Deshaun Watson also was the Michael Jordan of college football. I mean,
sure.
These are two different tier of athletes that we're talking about.
Kyler Murray in Arizona doesn't have a culture of winning.
But you know what? But Kyler Murray,
he flamed out at A&M. Have one good season at Oklahoma.
Well, that's all you need now, right? I mean, Davis Mills, he's only played 11 games. He got drafted. I mean, you don't need a huge sample size nowadays. You just have to look the part, I'm assuming. But the thing is that, yeah, you could throw Kyler Murray in there into a spread offense, and they're still trying to figure it out. I mean, these are different situations and scenarios, and that's Phoenix, Arizona. That's not New York.
Sure.
This guy's going to be walking down Times Square and seeing his face with 2 thumbs down. I mean, does he go into the Ben Simmons treatment? Well, I'm not going to throw another pass now because media doesn't like me. I'm going to hand the ball off every time. Like, we got to understand that new quarterbacks into big city markets need that fluff. They need a soft landing. Or, you're going to throw them in the fire. They're going to burn.
It's tough, though, because while they need the fluff, if there was a veteran benchmark in front of them, let's say that they went and signed Tyrod Taylor instead, and he was in front of him. Tyrod Taylor's done a great job of grooming quarterbacks, whether it's Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. I mean, he's done a great job wherever he's gone. The quarterback that's been behind him has come in and performed. He's done a great job bringing that person along. It's going to be really hard in a city like New York, though, when they know that number one shiny new pick is there. You saw it with Eli Manning and Kurt Warner.
That's right.
They're going to be calling for him after the first incompletion.
Exactly. Exactly. But again, are you going to put this kid in there and let him throw the first incompletion? They'll be like, okay, we'll give. What my question is, Pledge, how long do we give these guys the opportunity to adapt? How long do we give them 6 games? Do we give them 8 games? Like, what is it going to do? We give them a season? Do we take the Joel Embiid and call it a process? Or like how
work from homes?
But I mean, he had a great
work for
mentor.
Rodgers.
He had a great mentor in front of him. These guys had guys in front of them. So my solution for that is the Jets need to go ahead and make a trade with the Eagles for Joe Flacco and let him groom Zach Wilson.
Oh, bring Flacco back in the building?
Why not?
Whew. I don't know if that's the QB I want in front of him.
I don't either. But let him take that first wave of New York media smack and let Zach come in there and be the savior and let him start his career that way.
Are we destined for Bucks Chiefs part 2? The Bucks are running it back. Tom Brady won a Super Bowl on a torn MCL last year, we find out, for most of the season. And the Chiefs, their one lone weakness, they have addressed in spades this offseason and have brought everything else back.
I think we are. These are clearly the two front runners in each conference, NFC and the AFC. I like how everyone keeps talking about Tom Brady and this MCL, though. Like, I mean, you give him credit for being a tough guy, but if he's not doing any lateral movement, he's not running from anybody, you know? I mean, it's not – we got to understand rules in the NFL have changed because of Tom Brady. I'll bring you one good one, the tuck rule. Come on now. Come on.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
You can't hit quarterbacks below the knees now because he tears an ACL and then Matt Castle goes out there and wins 11 games and they miss the playoffs. Can't have that happen, right? So we make a lot of rules for Tom Brady. I give him credit for being a tough guy, but let's not, what grade was that MCL? Was it 1? Was it a sprain?
It was a tear. It was a complete tear.
Yeah, I mean, he's 49 years old. It's going to happen. It's just sitting in the pocket throwing. It's 7-on-7 for Tom Brady. He's not taking any contact.
Who's the team you expect to take a jump that wasn't in the playoffs this past season?
That is a good one. I'm going to say realistically, the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Cardinals will probably be the guys that come out there and just change the outlook on how their offense is. They've revamped on receivers. We already know that they got your best friend from Houston for pretty much nothing. So I honestly want to know if Fitz is going to come back. If he does, and he can mentor these guys the way that we see kind of Chris Paul mentoring, the Devin Bookers. I think that the Cardinals will probably be the team that makes the jump. Adding J.J. Watt, I think, is a huge. You
got 2 of the best sack artists over the last decade on each end now, in J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones.
And it just gets better. Now you got that outside pressure. And now when your defense can at least keep up with the offense, but I think J.J. brings a non-tangible asset to the team. He's an overall hard worker. I mean, and that kind of just. It just trickles down and everyone wants to work as hard and kind of matches intensity.
What's the best division in football? Is it the NFC West or is it the AFC North?
AFC West. Come on now.
AFC West. Well, they got the best team in football.
Oh my gosh. Yes, NFC West definitely is going to be the most difficult one. When you talk about the Rams, when you talk about the Seahawks, when you talk about the Cardinals, you got all these guys that are potentially, these are all at least 10, 11 win teams. Russ looks like he's, having a good time with Sierra over there in Paris. He looks like he's revamped.
You got the Niners too.
You know what?
Niners a couple years removed from a Super Bowl.
And unless they bring in Trey, I'm not really thinking that the Niners are going to put anything together.
There's a chance though.
That he starts.
Why not?
Same reason that they don't throw Zach Wilson in the fire. Going to throw Trey in the fire too.
Trey's got a better supporting cast around him.
I think he's a tremendous player. I give them all the credit in the world in taking a chance with him because if you watch any of his film, I know they only had one game.
I love him.
Season, but if you watch this kid's film, like he really can get down, put his shoulder down. He can throw it 60 on a rope. He can throw a deep out without any questions. He's got all the tools, but I just, I don't know. They like to parachute these guys in there. He's one guy that I would definitely throw in the mix.
One of the teams I like that has done a lot this offseason. The main question still is the quarterback. I think the Miami Dolphins are prime.
Oh, nice.
You got Xavier Howard on one side. You got Byron Jones on the other. They got likely the Auburn kid, Ibn Ije.
You say it better than I do. You say it way better than I do.
But I mean, they've got a great defense. They added Benardrick McKinney to be that thumper in the middle. They added Will Fuller in free agency. They drafted Jalen Waddle. They already had Preston Williams, and they had a breakout with Myles Gaskin.
Who would have thought Myles Gaskin killed it in fantasy?
And all of a sudden, it just comes down now to Tua Tagovailoa. Does he take that step to be the quarterback everybody thought he was coming out of college?
He's got so much potential on it, and he's got so much upside. I think for Tua, it's all between the ears for him. He likes to come out and be completely 100% honest with the media, talking about last year I wasn't completely ready and I wasn't seeing these things. And I take that back to the Trevor Lawrence comment. Like, these are things that even if you feel them, being the captain of the ship, you cannot verbally say these things out loud. We need you guys to be as confident as we have our confidence in you. But you know how you fix that? You just trade Tua back to Houston, get back Laramie Tunsil and Deshaun Watson, and then you got your team.
Oof.
Just saying. I know that hurts. That's pouring vinegar on an open wound right there.
The Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open to you, 656 ESPN, 656-3776. Kevin dialed in him. I'm pretty sure he's going to want to talk about the Washington football team. Kevin, welcome into the Saturday Morning Hangover.
Let's do it.
Hey, what's going on, my man?
What's up, Kev? How you been?
I'm doing good. Just been working at night building a brand new Moody Center in Austin. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's where they're going to have their men's and women basketball.
Yep.
10,000 seating, 15,000 for concerts.
Nice.
So it's looking sweet. Yeah, just getting ready to put the roof on it, and it's looking good. So,
what you got for me today?
Hey, my boy from Green Bay might want to come to the, to the Washington football team.
Oh,
I was reading about that. I was like,
you think Aaron Rodgers wants to force his way to Washington?
Oh yeah. Hey, how would you like to see that, dude? They Super Bowl right there against Brady.
100%. I agree. That would be a Super Bowl caliber move if Washington could pull it off. But here's the tough thing: that is an interconference move for a quarterback like that. I think they would be much more willing to trade him to, say, Denver, to only have to face him once every 4 years. And there's a good chance he could be retired by the next time they have to face him.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think that they would try to do something to where they don't have to see him.
Washington would have to blow them away with a trade, I think.
And that's what I'm thinking about. What assets? They're giving up Chase Young. What assets are you going to be giving up to get Aaron Rodgers?
4 first-round picks?
4 first-round picks, Fitzgerald,
3.
Chase Young. You'd have to to be in the conference and trading conference. 3's we need more.
3 1s, 2 2s.
I'll take that. And Chase Young.
Oh, and Chase Young.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course. Of course.
That's a big old bite of apple. I'm not sure I'd do that. He is Jamar Ransom. You can follow him on Twitter at JupiterFitByJamar. I am James Pledger. Follow me at I Am Pledger. Coming up next, Jeff Garcia, News for San Antonio Spurs Zone, and the Locked On Spurs podcast will join us as we address the Spurs off-season rumor mill. And of course, Keldon being the first Olympian since Tim Duncan from San Antonio. We'll talk about it next, right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason and Rob here. You know we both love to grill, and you do. Grilling with the Blitz every Thursday at 6, brought to you by Tri-County Meat Market.
Submit your favorite recipes and grilling pictures on ESPNSA.com for your chance to win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market, the Heathner location. We'll give you a winner every week.
So what are you grilling this weekend? Grilling with the Blitz every Thursday at 6, brought to you by Tri-County Meat Market. Submit your recipe and pictures now at ESPNSA.com for your chance to win.
Ad paid for by CompleteCar.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to the COVID crisis, we are announcing a low-cost extended service plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay nothing for auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay nothing for auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-549-1985 now. Drivers who are covered by this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair bill again. This auto coverage is at an all-time low, much lower than what dealerships are charging. Additionally, drivers who activate this auto coverage today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental car at no additional cost. Call for your free quick quote today. 800-549-1985. 800-549-1985. What do you have to lose? Again, 800-549-1985.
Don't wait until you think you have a problem with your water before calling Alamo Water Softeners. Hi, Jason Minix here. Have Alamo Water Softeners come out to your house and give you a free water analysis and free estimate. Get free basic installation with the purchase of select new water softeners. You know, in San Antonio, we have some of the hardest water in the country. Having a water softener, it's a necessity, not a luxury. So discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Does it feel like finding clothes in your fit is impossible? Tired of feeling overwhelmed with options that just aren't right? Let the experts at Stitch Fix do the shopping for you. At Stitch Fix, we make sure each piece is hand-selected for your life. So whether you're staying home or on the go, Stitch Fix has the answer for what to wear. We make it easy to find what works for you. Signing up takes just a few minutes, and styles are delivered directly to your door. Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, your style delivered.
If you thought Diamonds Direct's values were impressive, wait till you see what we're doing next. It's a spectacular summer store-wide sale, July 21st through 25th, with an extra 20% savings on virtually all diamond and fashion designer jewelry, from rings and earrings to bands and bracelets and so much more. We're breaking our own rules to bring you extreme value for 5 hot summer days. Get ready. 20% extra savings on a multi-million-dollar selection of fine jewelry, July 21st through 25th. Diamonds Direct, official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys, at the shops at La Cantera.
Welcome back into the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. I'm James Pledger. Jack Thompson out today in his stead. Jamar Ransom, that is right, at Jupiter Fit by Jamar on Twitter, and just throw some underscores in between all the words on Instagram. It's time to get into the San Antonio Spurs. A lot going on for that. Jeff Garcia of News 4 San Antonio Spurs Zone joins us here on the SMH. Jeff, welcome back, my buddy.
What's up, guys? Is it a show off your guns hour right now? Because I'm not doing that. Look at you two guys here, man. Just showing them off.
He's the dude. He's showing me up. That's the gun show right there.
Jeff, I'm anxious to work with you, kid. Come see me. Let's get it in.
Oh man, James always asks me to work out with him, and I'm petrified. With you, I don't know if I'll be able to. Might come out dead. I don't know, but
we go do the Ed L story. We're gonna do some dumbbell curls while we talk sports. That's all day.
That's probably the only way you're gonna get me to do it.
Nice.
Just to talk and do it, and then I'll rock out with you in the gym all day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Of course, the big news yesterday: Keldon Johnson, part of Team USA. What's the mood like? What's the mood like, Jeff?
Yeah. As you know, James, I knew an hour before it was announced. I had told James I couldn't contain it, Jamar. I had to tell James privately, and I was like, "Man, I gotta keep this under wraps until a little later."
I had to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, James was like biting his. Like, do I have to be quiet? But no, the mood is exciting. The Spurs did an impromptu meeting with him, Zoom meeting. It was just pure excitement. I was able to talk with his camp right when I got the news, and they just said that they were just over the moon that when Keldon found out, he was just excited. As a matter of fact, he told the media, Jamar and James, that his parents cried. Like his mom teared up, his dad choked up. And I didn't know this. Apparently, he does come from a military background, that he has family and friends that served in the military. And for him, this is his way of repping the U.S., keeping on that lineage. So all in all, the mood is great. Spurs fans, the fan base, they're excited. This is just going to boost his confidence. Now, James, I was able to talk to him during that impromptu conference call, and I asked him, like, okay, kudos, way to go. I spoke to a couple of your teammates. They're talking great about you. What about the reverse? Who are you learning from? What are the guys that are, you're picking up things from? His first guy that he named was Draymond Green. That Draymond Green is the guy that's been really kind of helping him out.
So he's going to come back learning how to complain about every foul call.
No, that kind of loops back to what he said during the, I think during the team select time he was with, where he was asked, like, what are you working on in the off season? And he said, I was told to work on ball handling and decision making. What does Draymond do? He's like that big point forward at times. So he could be coming into that mold. Another couple of guys that he threw out there after Draymond, he said Zach LaVine and Kevin Durant. But those are the three guys that he highlighted. But one thing I want to highlight is this. He's great for him, good for him, third Spur Olympian, all that good stuff. Bravo. But confidence. We talked about this last time, James, Locked on Spurs, Blitz. But this is where I think it got highlighted yesterday during his chat. He said that all of the veterans are there to help him, but they also give him a lot of tough love. I think that tough love, criticism, maybe, getting on him is really going to do wonders for him, Jamar. What are your thoughts?
I totally agree with that. And if we see what tough love can do, we can look at DeAndre Ayton and see how Chris Paul just, brought his game to a whole nother level by being completely honest with him and telling him exactly the things that he needed to work on, and him actually buying into the information. And we hear about the dream team practices, from when Jordan and Barkley and those guys were playing. They, as competitive as they were with each other, they were always trying to make each other better. And for Keldon to be able to have that experience. And I always tell these guys this, that, knowledge is power, but experience is always going to be your best teacher. You going out and traveling the world and sitting down and having these conversations with Kevin Durant on the plane and on the bus, those things you can only read about in our situation. For him to experience those and bring that knowledge back, I always, kind of equate that to, going to learning from a really, really good trainer and getting all their secrets and stuff like that, and being able to bring it back here to San Antonio, maybe if they're from Miami or anything like that. Yeah. But it's such a blessing. If I'm not mistaken, Keldon doesn't have a Twitter? Is that correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah, he does not have a Twitter. He has an Instagram, but that's about the extent of it right there.
Crazy.
No Twitter. So Jerry Colangelo was the one who broke the news to him in person. Pop was the one who kind of teased him about it leading up to Colangelo's reveal. So it's just really, really good. He Pop continues to train him on the side. Here's another thing too that he highlighted, and that I got a glimpse of when I talked to Eric Spoelstra, the team select coach. Spoelstra told me that he was just surprised of Keldon's skill set. Like, he didn't realize it was like that. He's like, I didn't realize it was like that with him. Okay. And then Keldon comes on yesterday and says, hey, one thing that I'm taking away for this, I mean, he's taking away many things, but one of the things he highlighted was that he recognizes that other players and coaches recognize him as good enough. So again, going back to that confidence, hearing it from them, the thing that I take away from all this is, like, I'm excited to see him next season. Is he going to implement some of these things that he's learned? And James, he said it. He said it on the call. He said, I'm going to use a lot of these things that I learned and put my own spin on it, James. That's just great.
Jeff Garcia, News for San Antonio Spurs Zone and the Locked On Spurs podcast, joining us. If you're not following him, give him a follow at Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter. He's got all your Spurs news and information. And I wanted to talk to you about the Spurs off season now. As we know, Keldon's getting ready with Team USA, trying to carry things over. This could be a very different team he comes back to when he gets back to the States from Tokyo, as we have the draft coming up here on the 29th at the end of the month, just a few weeks away. And then shortly thereafter that, free agency begins. And the Spurs, very heavy in the rumor mill this offseason. And we've talked about both John Collins and their interest in him, along with the Kings, Heat, and other teams. And of course, now Ben Simmons rumors starting to emerge and what it would cost to get a Ben Simmons. I'm going to lay out two scenarios for you.
Okay.
John Collins, max, and trading for Ben Simmons by giving up, let's say, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, and 12.
Wow. That is a question.
Worth it or not on those?
Okay, so start off with John Collins. I don't think he's worth a max contract. I don't think he's there. Is he a near max? Absolutely. But he's not a max guy. When I think max player, I think Doncic. I think a Booker. I think, that kind of upper echelon tier of players. You usually reserve max deals for those type of superstar, megastar players. He's a great player, but I wouldn't vault him into that scenario of being a max player. The good news is that maybe the Spurs don't have to throw out max money, because it sounds like Atlanta ain't going to already try to keep him on board, James. I think what was the kind of the vibe? Kind of like, if he stays, okay, cool, but if he doesn't, wish him luck. I mean, that's what the vibe felt like. And you don't say that to one of your prized possessions, one of your prized offseason pieces. But no, I would not give John Collins a max deal. I'll give him a very hefty payday, but woof. No. Now, as for Ben Simmons, I think that's what's probably going to take, to get him, because Philly's going to want a haul. But
they've already turned down Malcolm Brogdon, who was an all-star and a first.
Right. Yeah.
And what is Indiana picking? 13?
Yep.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
So
here's the thing, though. But aren't you kind of just going in circles, though, if you get Simmons? Because
mid-range.
We know offensively he struggles. I mean, he can attack the rim, he can finish, he can do all that good stuff.
But he can defend, Jeff. And if I've been told anything on Twitter, because the people that are opposed to Lauri Markkanen will point out that he's not a good defender, well, then go get the best defender. Who cares if he can score?
Right, and he was a runner-up in the DPOI race, but you're going to have to surround him by shooters. You're going to have to, and the Spurs do not have shooters as we speak. They just don't. And so, great, you get in a runner-up to the DPOI, you get yourself an all-star, something the team does not have, and you're kind of back to square one then. Like, okay, then we still need shooters. What are we going to do? And I don't know what your thoughts are, Jamar.
Do you think that Pop's influence on Ben Simmons can change his overall game? Do you think – I feel like the coaches that he's had in the past have been really laissez-faire. They're kind of like, you guys are grown, you're professionals, you should be able to take care of these things on your own. If you hear the reports about Ben Simmons, he's not as dedicated as most people would suggest a superstar is supposed to be. Jeff, do you think Pop can kind of change his game by influence him to be a little more dedicated to his craft?
I think he will, but one thing, it'll be all on him, because when he had that ability to get on players, he had a guy named Tim Duncan to kind of lead by example.
Right.
There's no mega star on this Spurs team that, he would have, Ben Simmons would have to be that, taking that criticism the way TD did to set the example for the young guys.
Right.
So
I don't think he can take a Pop chewing. Do you?
I've seen those Pop chewing before in person. I've seen them. They're not fun.
Not many people can take them.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, they're not fun. But I don't know. I mean, you would think that. Oh, man, that's a good question, because if he can get on board in the Spurs system and be that disciplined player, then here we go, man. You give him with Chip. Maybe Chip can work his great. This would be his Mount Everest, probably. This would be his Mount Everest. This would be his Sistine Chapel, to get bent at least a midi, Jamar, just a midi, just something, anything.
Yeah.
And if he does that, that'd be great. But I just don't see it.
It's a character issue. It's a character issue, and you really wish. I mean, because like you said, to get a guy like that, you'd have to give max money, and you don't want to put an investment like that that's not going to give you any return on your investment, right? So,
no,
and back to like John Collins, he's from a small town in Utah. This is a smaller market. I feel like I totally agree with you on that, Jeff, about him not being a max player. But you see guys like, the Tobias Harrises of the world that just are
Chris Middleton.
Oh, or Chris Middleton, right? Like you just jump in and you just have those guys that where you have to have that kind of carrot on the stick, if you will, to get those guys here. Let me ask you this: would a sign and trade for John Collins and a DeJounte Murray swap, would that be out of the loop?
No, I mean, phew.
Yeah, I know you don't want to give up your young
superstars. I like that, though. I like where your head's at.
I like where we're going, though. Yeah, this may work. You don't give them the max money. You package them in a deal. You bring in a guy that can help immediately, just like Ben Simmons probably can. But I think if you're looking at Simmons and Collins, we know Simmons is an all-star. I think John Collins was an all-star, wasn't he? I think he was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure. But you're still getting an all-star. But who does better, though? Who does more for you?
Yeah,
Simmons or Collins? And you lean towards Collins. He does more. Yeah. So packaging him in some sort of deal for him, I think that would probably be another route they can take. Who knows? Does DeMar like Atlanta? Do he want to go to Atlanta? I mean, it's a ready-made team. It's going to make a push deep in the playoffs.
Fashion is a big part of his life. I mean, Atlanta has a fashion district in there too. So, I mean, I totally agree with that.
He and Trey, that'd be a nice 1-2 punch out there on the perimeter.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that is something the Spurs could possibly look at. But, I'm glad you brought up DeMar, because I still think he is he's the first domino to fall right now. We need to know where he's going, because it impacts everything so much, James, for what they're going to do in the draft, to what free agent targets they could be looking at, to we're seeing it right now. I mean, James, we're highlighting it left and right on Saturday Morning Blitz, Locked On Spurs. How many guards are they looking at? And I was told
a lot.
I was told that a lot of these agents out there with clients know that the Spurs are going for guards right now. That's why you're seeing a bunch of guards being worked out. There's a couple of guards that I know of that I was told. Aaron Wiggins out of Maryland, he got a workout. You got some other kid out of Duke. I forget the name right now. I know he went to get a workout, and these are all 3-and-D type players. So, but DeMar, I would hope that he kind of is talking to the Spurs right now. At least his camp saying, this is what we're going to do. We're going to stay. We're going to go. Good. We just need to know where we're going right now. That plan, James, remember the plan? What is the plan, Spurs? And the first nail in that plan for making this house is, are we going to nail in DeMar, or are we going to wrench him out?
He is Jeff Garcia of News 4 San Antonio Spurs Zone and the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can follow him on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. Jeff, as always, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate
you, brother. Yeah. I'll meet you at the weigh-in, James.
Let's do it.
And we're
minus 300.
By the way.
Later. Jeff Garcia joining us here on the Saturday Morning Hangover. When we come back, is there something from your childhood that you wish you would have never gotten rid of? Turns out some of those things we didn't even think twice about could have been worth bukus of money. We'll talk about it next right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
This is the only time you've wanted to wake up with a hangover.
You serious?
The Saturday Morning Hangover with James Pledger and Jack Thompson. Getting you ready for all the weekend's games and then some. The Saturday Morning Hangover. Get ready for a hangover without the headache. Saturday mornings 9 to 11. 1250 ESPN San Antonio. 94.5 FM. And on the go at ESPNSA.com.
It's a baseball summer, and the Missions are back on at the Wolf this Tuesday for $2 Tuesday. The Missions battle the Springfield Cardinals. Come out and enjoy $2 tickets, parking, beer, and sausage wraps. Gates open at 6 p.m. with the first pitch at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets and details. That's samissions.com. Wolf Stadium is now open to 100% capacity for Missions baseball. Let's get back to fun. Play ball!
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Don't miss the savings during Lowe's Just for Pros event. Stop by the Pro Desk and get an extra 5% off volume savings orders over $1,500. Plus, look for more savings across the store, including tools, paint, lighting, and other pro essentials to help you get the job done right. Shop today at Lowe's, the new home for pros. Discount on eligible product only and reflected in quote. Terms and exclusions apply. See Pro Desk in store for details. Now through July 30th. U.S. only.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Okay. Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. At CDW, we get that a cyborg assistant won't make your employees more productive from home.
Please, call me Brian. I can vacuum your dog.
That's great. But at CDW, we can design a productivity solution with Lenovo devices that offer fast, reliable connectivity to help your people manage their workloads the right way.
Can I have a human hug?
No. For technology that moves you forward, trust Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Learn more at cdw.com/Lenovo client.
We are back doing live shows on location. Jason Minix here. Join me for our first live Blitz broadcast in over a year as we're going to be out at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar as we celebrate 9 years at that Slacker's North Star location this Thursday. The Blitz live 4 to 7, tons of prizes, including WWE Raw tickets, bets this Thursday with the Blitz back out at Slacker's North Star location as they celebrate 9 years with one heck of a party. We'll see you out at Slackers.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Welcome back to the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. I am James Pledger. Jack Thompson is out. Filling in for him today, Jamar Ransom. You can follow us on Twitter. He is at Jupiter Fit by Jamar. I am at I Am Pledger, or you can just comment along with the show. Follow along on Facebook and YouTube, like Prince Obi-Wan, max contract for defrozen, ? I don't think so. I don't think he gets max. I think he gets near max this offseason. And I don't think he's coming back to San Antonio. John Dyer says at some point Jeff needs to just officially be an ESPN SA personality. I mean, he basically is. He basically is, you know.
You can chime in anytime, you know, make it happen.
So I was reading this weekend in an unopened version of Super Mario 64 from 1996, sold for $1.56 million, becoming the most expensive video game ever sold.
Ever.
I mean, and it's not even the best game on the 64.
The best game on the system. That's what's so crazy about it is that, you know, it's a good game, but there's so many other
I see
games.
unopened Mario Karts because Mario Kart's such a tough find, going for hundreds of dollars.
That's crazy. I mean,
I have a version of Mario Kart, by the way.
And whose garage sale that someone, or estate sale that someone doesn't even know what they have, they're just out there selling it for like $9.99, and you go over there.
Here's the thing.
1.56 million.
And this is what it's going to come down to. What do you wish you would have never opened or sold as a kid, or thrown away or donated? You had to have had some pieces of memorabilia somewhere along the way.
All those, every baseball and basketball card that I've ever owned. I remember using a David Robinson basketball card as a bookmark. I wish I would have never
sacrilege.
Just destroying things that, you know, have some value. You know, and another one is one of the Star Wars watches from Burger King. I saw this guy was over here selling a Star Wars watch for $600 that he had already worn and had
got in a meal. Got in a Burger King.
Got in
meal.
a Burger King bag. But that's another one I wish I would have never opened, because I mean, Star Wars, that fandom goes for generations.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have grandparents to grandkids that love Star Wars, and that probably, that and all the Transformers I've ever owned and every Hot Wheel I've ever owned.
John Dyer on our Facebook Live says
too.
he wishes he had his original Optimus Prime still.
Me too.
I remember that. I remember my Transformers.
I had a Starscream that I had borrowed from my brother for a show and tell one time. And for some reason, I decided to bury it. It just, as a kid, you buried it. It was a Starscream. And we never found it. And to this day, he reminds me about it. So eventually, I'm going to have to replace that Starscream.
I remember having, and I should have seen this as a kid, but I loved my Soundwave.
Really?
Had the deck that opened up with the little.
Oh, yeah, I know Soundwave, baby. Kind of got that. He's free, right?
12.
Remix.
The remix. Yeah, no, definitely the Transformers. Every basketball, baseball cards. I don't really see any. I mean, who buys 2 games? Like, you're not going to buy one to show, one to go.
One to show, one to. But it's that with shoes, that's one thing. But with video games, you buy it to play it. You're not going to buy one to have in case the CD scratches. I mean, who's got that kind of disposable income, right? Like it.
I don't know. Whoever did just made $1.56 million.
And then that's the exception to the rule, because you want to think about that. Like, maybe next time I'll just grab 2 of these, and who knows, in 40 years, maybe somebody will pay me $1 million for it. I don't know. Just having those questions, but I probably shoes more than anything. There's some really good shoes, original 11s, Jordan 11s. Some Nike ones, some essentials that I had. Probably wish I would just held on to those, because even now there's a resale market for used and worn shoes. We talked about, that young man I know, he resold used shoes and made $18,000 in the summer. Like, one pair of shoes went for $2,500, and these were worn, but it had a red bread tie on there, and that made it expensive. I don't get it, but at the same time, I mean, it pays like it weighs.
I mean, my finding this story led to your day just becoming exponentially longer.
Super long. I'm eBaying everything just in case. Might have a doll head in there that's worth $500. Sold.
You and your daughter are now just going through everything that you were supposedly going to donate.
Check out that Twitter later on. There's going to be some posting pictures up there. If anybody wants any of that stuff and you got an extra $1 million to spend, hit me up. I'll be waiting.
You can follow him on Twitter at Jupiter Fit by Jamar. You can follow me at I Am Pleasure. This is the Saturday Morning Hangover on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. Coming up next, Keldon makes Team USA. What does that mean? Jeff Garcia told us. We'll give you our thoughts next, right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover.
If your brakes are bad or you think they're going bad, get them fixed. Hi, Jason Minix here for New Brakes, nubrakes.com. They're a mobile brake shop. That means they come to you to fix your brakes. We're all busy. None of us have time to go spend hours waiting at a repair shop or want to deal with the hassle of dropping your car off and going back to get it the next day. That is the beauty of New Brakes. They come to you. New Brakes provides convenient and affordable brake repairs, and they only fix brakes, so you won't get the upsells like at a traditional repair shop. Most repairs are done in less than an hour. They use premium brake parts and back all repairs with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty. Go to nubrakes.com. Schedule that repair. Save 10% when you mention my name or ESPN San Antonio. You need your brakes done? Get them done with New Brakes. You continue to do what you do while New Brakes fixes your brakes, and they're great at what they do. Go read all the 5-star reviews and schedule your repair at nubrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emo wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Napa know-how.
Get 20% off 3 or more items with the $2.99 Napa Bucket. Yep, save on wipers, headlights, brake pads, motor oil. Wait, how long is this list? Wow, floor mats, boat batteries, towing parts. I'm not sure we have time to read all this. Let's just say save 20% on a lot. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 7/31/21.
It's summer. That means grilling season. Jason and Rob here for Tri-County Meat Market. Get into one of their 2 locally owned Tri-County Meat Markets for the best meat for your grill. Tri-County has carefully selected certified prime Angus beef cuts, Wagyu, and upper choice, including their own homegrown Wagyu.
Tri-County has everything you need to up your grilling game, from beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and more. Stock up on that 5 for $25 Tri-County Meat Market on Ralph Fair Road over on Huebner or online at tricountymeat.com.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your home for everything Cowboys.
Touchdown, Cowboys!
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM KZDC San Antonio. James Pledger, Jack Thompson. The Saturday Morning Hangover.
Good morning, San Antonio, and welcome into hour number 2 of the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. I am James Pledger. Jack Thompson is out today, so in his stead, I have former San Antonio talent, Oklahoma State Cowboy Jamar Ransom, as we're going to take a look at some college football coming up here in the next segment. But before we get into that, the NBA Finals are back at it tonight. We're down to a 3-game series. We're going to get into that. And Sports Fandom, where do you land with your team? Of course, we've been talking about what you wish you would have saved as a kid. You can get at us on Twitter. If there's something you would have wished you would have saved, I am at I am Pledger. He is at Jupiter Fit by Jamar. And oh man, Franklin Botel said, I had the 1992 Dream Team cards.
Ooh.
You know what I still have?
What's that?
You remember, speaking of Burger King earlier, I've still got the entire collectible set of the 92 Dream Team cups.
Really?
I do.
They didn't wash off in the dishwasher? The faces didn't come
I
off?
never used them.
Oh my goodness. What have you seen how much those are worth?
I haven't. I probably should look at that now that we're talking about this stuff.
Absolutely. So what did he do with the cards?
I have no clue. I have no clue what he did with them. He just said, I had.
That's a sentence fragment, young man. Give us the rest. You had, don't have, sold. Where'd they go?
Threw them away.
But please tell me that didn't happen.
Well, I mean, what happened to your baseball cards? What happened to your basketball cards?
They're probably still in the books as I use them as bookmarks. So they're probably bent in all types of shapes. And
I've still got mine in like protective covers and stuff out at my
I didn't have the patience for that. It was always just like, how do you keep a card fresh? You put it in a book. Yeah, don't be fooled and think that I was reading all these books. Ladies and gentlemen. That's not what I'm telling you.
That's just where I put them.
That's where I
they
put
were
them
just
to try to keep them fresh.
Holding places.
Yeah, that was just, some of them were, for holding the page. Other ones were to try to keep flat. But, I don't think I ever took them out.
I always wonder, like, that is a good question. I wonder now exactly what those Dream Team cups are worth, because I got Larry Bird, I got Michael Jordan, I got David Robinson.
You know what? And what if one of them hit you on Twitter right now and was like, you know what? I've been looking for that for the last 20 years. I'll give you $12 million for it.
I think I've even got Christian Laettner.
See, that's one memory I'd like to have, sir. Christian Laettner might not give you $12 million, but he might give you $2.
Charles Barkley was on that team.
Ooh, Charles loved that. He was slim then.
Well, slimish. Slim for Charles.
That was dogfight Charles.
I mean, he was still the round mound of rebound.
But he was still eating them Twinkies. That's for sure. He called them Twinkies. He was still eating them Twinkies.
I mean, it's just incredible what things from our childhood are reselling for, and it makes you like rethink everything you ever did as a kid.
And we talk about the millennials becoming minimalist. Like they are they want all of their books on a tablet. They don't have backpacks anymore. Their backpacks are clear and they're full of like Kleenexes and stuff that you don't need. Everything's on a tablet.
Because some of those old comics, what they go for now.
Think about what those comics go for. I remember going to swap meets and just going through hundreds of comics, just all of them, like the Gizmo comics and all like things that you probably would never ever see right now. And you wonder, those were $1.
Yeah.
Those were $1. You know how frustrating it would be to see a comic that I bought for $1 now going for millions? Probably have to go run a mile. Punish myself. Run a mile.
I start wondering about multiple versions of different things because I dive down this rabbit hole of things that are now just, from my childhood that I took for granted.
Oh, yeah. What about jerseys?
I've still got them.
See, I got rid of a lot of jerseys.
I've got all my jerseys still, and most of them are still fresh because I don't wear jerseys. I just had them.
Yeah, see, we just wore them out and then got rid of them, right?
I got the yellow Michigan Fab 5 Jimmy King jersey.
Wow.
24. The authentic one.
The heavy one.
Yeah.
The one that had the Nike tag at the bottom. Yeah. The one felt like you had a flak jacket on.
I keep trying to find those shorts. Oh man. I wish I still had those shorts.
Did you have them though?
I did.
What'd you do with them?
I don't know. I don't know where they went.
And that's what's frustrating.
But this was the thing. As a kid, like I wore the shorts. I'm guessing like a friend of mine borrowed.
See, by borrowed, you mean held on to and just never gave back. Yeah, of course. That's how. But then this is the frustrating part of seeing something like this go for 1.5 million is you had something like that and you're trying to remember what you did with it. Like if there's a possibility that you could still get it.
I got an Ed Reed Baltimore jersey because I was a huge Ed Reed fan. I've got all of Favre's jerseys. I got his Packers with the commemorative patch. I've got his captaincy for the Jets, and I've even got one for the Minnesota Vikings when he played for them. Because I was a huge Brett Favre fan.
And have you seen how much those are worth?
I have not.
See, now we're going to go back. See, I just extended your day now too. You'll be on eBay and Google and trying to find out what the prices of these things are too.
I've got old David Beckham jerseys from Real Madrid.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What do you, that's something that you definitely need to do.
I've got a Rooney England World Cup jersey.
You might be getting.
I got Cristiano Ronaldo black Man U jersey.
See, you might get 1.5 million, but it might be in euros. That might be
That's
the only
okay.
difference.
It's worth more.
That's the only difference. You talking about Cristiano Ronaldo jerseys? Come on, man. David Beckham jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 51% of the buying power is done by women, right? And how many women are going to buy a David Beckham jersey?
Beckham was my favorite player going up.
You better get a
like I got a Beckham Man U jersey.
See what I'm saying? Like, I mean, these things we're just sitting on $1.5 million pledge.
Jason Kidd was one of my favorite players growing up, and I have a Jason Kidd. Well, I have his Dallas 5 jersey, the blue one.
Nice.
Because I just love that look. That was that blue with the green, and I just really like that look with the. But I also have, because he was an all-star the year they were here in San Antonio, I came to the event and I ended up getting a Jason Kidd white all-star jalapeno jersey from the San Antonio All-Star game.
See, I mean, you're sitting on gold mines, baby. Are these framed or are they just in the closet?
Just in the closet hanging.
Maybe putting a frame on there adds another million to it.
Maybe. I don't know. It's something I got to think about now.
So what we're saying is I'm going to come over there. I'm going to help you with these things. And then you're going to give me a percentage based on what we sell these things for is what we're saying, right?
Stephen Hartman says, I had an autographed glove from the 1983 Texas Rangers, Buddy Bell, Mike Hargrove, Toby Hara, Jim Sundberg, and Al Oliver. I left it at a Little League game.
Oh.
Still kills me.
Oh, see, and thank you for that, for finishing with the story. You didn't give us a story fragment and just have, I had it. We want to know if you still have it or what happened. How heartbreaking, man. Now my next question is, do you think the person who found it knew what it was and decided to hold on to it? Did they sell it?
Here's the thing. Most autographs, can you tell who they are? No. If it's not somebody like, prominent that whose autograph is well known?
No, just like the Sandlot.
A lot of them look like chicken scratch.
Just like the Sandlot. Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
Who is she? Who is she?
Oh man, that was fantastic.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that story and finishing it off because I mean that's heartbreaking. I hate to hear it, but hopefully the person who found it will, do the right thing, put it to where it needs to go and cherish it like you did.
I would hope so, but it's always interesting to see these things from your childhood, their value now. And like we said earlier, I have just changed your entire day.
Yeah, you did. Well, not for me, for her, because she's gonna be doing the work.
I mean, you're gonna be checking in on it though. You went from 30 minutes of dropping something off at Salvation Army or Goodwill to now I got to go see if any of these toys are worth anything.
Parents, and your heart's in the right place by donating these toys. Don't feel bad about it. Okay, your heart's in the right place.
Just double check it.
Don't be upset about double checking it now. Just know that there may be $1.56 million sitting in your kid's toy box right now. Think about that. You don't need a stimulus for that, right? Like that's coming to you right now. 1.5. If you don't know, go in there and look like, hey, dump your toy box. We're gonna go through these toys. Who knows what we're sitting on, right?
I showed you earlier that it's not even a Michael Jordan card. It's a card that has Michael Jordan in it, but it is a Sam Vincent Orlando Magic card where Jordan's wearing the 12 jersey because his jersey got stolen from the locker room that game. So he had a nameless 12 on, and that basketball card of Sam freaking Vincent is going for over $500 from.
And you know what Sam Vincent's doing? Like, hey man, I don't know about you, but my car's selling for $500 right now. Like I was that guy. I was that dude. And they're like, that's what I was telling you earlier. How many other very superstar players' cards are super valuable because Shaq might be wearing shorts with the logo on the wrong side, or there's an unreleased pair of Jordans in a picture with a non-superstar player. But to know that is going for $500 because of a stolen jersey that just happened to be caught on camera, it's odd, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a rarity. Scarcity is what drives that demand.
What do you wish you would have never lost, gotten rid of, let a friend borrow that you never got back, whatever it may be? 656 ESPN, 656-3776 on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. Kevin, what'd you give up?
Well, put it this way. I still got it, but I haven't given it up yet. But I'm going to soon because the day after New Year's in 2002, I did an SBC Dunkin' Double online. So I was one of the 10 people that got an 11x17 autographed Tim Duncan in silver ink. He's slamming on a Knicks guy, and back then it was worth $100. I got the paperwork, I got the photo, I got everything. So I'm ready to, probably get rid of it or sell it. So it's over 20 years old, so almost 20 years old. But Hall of Famer, NBA, MVP. So. I got it, and it's still in the paperwork, and I got the letter to go with it. How about that?
That's awesome.
That's incredible, Kev. Thanks for the phone call. 656 ESPN. What do you wish you would have never sold? Now that I'm looking at it, complete set of 10 1992 USA Olympic Dream Team cups, Jordan vintage McDonald's. Going for $89.99.
You see what I'm saying? And those cups came with the meal, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
I've still got them. They're still in my closet. I know I saw them last time I was out at my mom's. I may have to go pick them up now.
And just put them on bids. Yes, sir. I mean, come on now. Those came with the meal.
They came with the
meal. And see, the good thing is that you didn't wash them in the dishwasher. You kept them. Because the dishwasher just the heat and all that stuff.
Yeah, it would have faded it.
Took the faces off, all that good stuff. And then that's when you threw them away. But you still have them. And I'm almost certain there's some type of NBA player out there right now that's going to be like, this guy's got cups with our faces on there. Might be Christian Laettner. Like I said, it may not be 12 million.
Chris Mullins.
He might hit you with some Bitcoin. I mean, it's the possibilities are endless right now, Pledge. We got to get the cups. We got to get the jerseys in frames and see what we can come up with.
He is Jamar Ransom. You can follow him on Twitter at Jupiter Fit by Jamar. Just throw some underscores in between each of the words on Instagram. You can find them there too. I am at I Am Pledger on both. This is the Saturday Morning Hangover. Coming up next, college football. It's right around the corner, baby. What are we looking for? I'm going to find out from a former college football player himself. His Oklahoma State Cowboys, where are they ranked in the Big 12 to finish? We'll talk about it next right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and we're on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Business is built on connections. And with Square, you can connect every side of your business with tools that all work together. From your customers and your sales to your staff and your schedules, everything is in sync. So you can get a head start on shaping what's to come. See how Square can help connect every side of your business by visiting square.com/go/connect. That's square.com/go/connect.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you're looking for a little more out of your engine. Some fuel treatment could help. Right now, we've got buy one, get one free on Chevron Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Plus a $1 bonus reward for AutoZone Rewards members. Not a member? Don't worry. You can join the program fast here at the store or on AutoZone.com. Get what you need fast and get the job done easier.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions at AutoZone.com.
Diamonds Direct takes value to a whole new level with a spectacular summer store-wide sale. Get ready, it's July 21st through the 25th. 5 days of extra savings. 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices. A multi-million-dollar selection of rings, earrings, bands, and bracelets. Virtually everything's on sale. Plus, top jewelry designers are flying in with all new collections. The buying opportunity of the year. Extra savings store-wide. Mark your calendar. July 21st through 25th only. And only at Diamonds Direct, official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys, at the shops at Lock Ontario.
If you're a bacon lover, I've got great news for you. This is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Our authentic dry-cured bacon is now available at grocery stores near you. We make it the old-fashioned way with the finest pork bellies in our legendary spice blend. We don't pump it full of water or chemicals like other brands. All you get is thick, savory slices of delicious bacon. I hope you'll give it a try, and if it's not the best bacon you've ever eaten, I'll give you your money back. Kielbasa Smoked Meats, slow crafted in Texas since 1949.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Want to make a positive impact in your community? Visit any San Antonio area security service branch during the month of July and make a monetary donation to the Pack a Backpack School Supply Drive to support local students in need. Find a security service branch near you at ssfcu.org.
Don't wait until you think you have a problem with your water before calling Alamo Water Softeners. Hi, Jason Minix here. Have Alamo Water Softeners come out to your house and give you a free water analysis and free estimate. Get free basic installation with the purchase of select new water softeners. You know, in San Antonio, we have some of the hardest water in the country. Having a water softener, it's a necessity, not a luxury. So discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Welcome back into the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. And as always, we're on the go at ESPNSA.com. Also, don't forget, you can check out me and Jamar Ransom today, not Jack Thompson, as we are live on our Facebook and YouTube. Just search ESPN San Antonio, subscribe, and you can watch all of our ESPN San Antonio shows all day long. This is where the stars hang out, baby. Looking at it, Jamar, the college football season is quickly approaching us, right?
Right.
So as we get ready for college football, I thought I'd do a little early season digging, just kind of see where we stand on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled some of the rankings on odds to win different conferences, right?
Right.
And
I think you got to flip though. I think you have OU at a negative 130, and you have OSU as plus 1200. I think you got your Oklahoma State.
I made sure to double check real quick. Yeah.
Triple check, quadruple check.
Yeah, there was an S at the plus 1200.
So are you gonna find me if I do that?
I will. I won't find you, but it's gonna be an unsportsmanlike 15-yard penalty.
You know, I got 15 yards to give up. I'm gonna do it anyway. We're midfield. I'm gonna go ahead and throw him down here. Everything right here is on point. OU obviously comes in with
betting favorite.
Betting favorite. They come in with the most firepower. Obviously, Spencer Rattler, and being in a conference that does not take pride in defense and having a guy that can air it out like that. is definitely going to be something great for him. But don't sleep on the Cowboys. We're steadily improving on
the mullet's gone.
There's no power in the mullet.
It feels like there's power in the mullet.
No, there's no power in the mullet. And Gunner, his son, is a freshman now on the roster, and he doesn't have a mullet anymore. Like, the mullets are gone.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. What are we gonna do?
I don't know if that bodes well. I might have to drop y'all down to plus 2,000 behind TCU.
Oh my goodness. You know, and you only can ride that wave for so long, man. Like, do you still rock the mullet at 60?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, see, and that's why I love rocking with players, because the corks are in. 60 years old, hair all the way down to his back, mulleted out, and no one's gonna say anything. Everyone's gonna be like, "What's up, Pledge?" He's gonna be like, "What's up?" And there's no thought. Now, imagine Gundy coming into your home saying, "Hey, I'm gonna, let your kid make $2 million in a year and as a player," and he's mulleted out. You kind of have to go serious business after a while, and that's where the cut on the mullet is. This is the year to kind of turn things around and try to get back on top.
So Oklahoma, obviously the favorite at minus 130. Iowa State second at plus 260. Matt Campbell getting a lot of respect with that Iowa State team and Brock Purdy.
Again, coming back and revamping Iowa State. You think about Ames, Iowa. How hard would it be to recruit there?
Incredibly.
You've got to really be bought into the coach and the coaching staff, and so kudos to him for that. It's funny because when I was at Oklahoma State in 2002 to 2006, Iowa State was not considered a big football program. I mean, they were in the Big 12, but that didn't necessarily make them a big football program, even though they were D1. But to see the success that they've had for the last 3 years now, they've been very, very much in the conversation, and they've been giving guys games. So I give, like you said, Matt Campbell, those guys a lot of credit. They've changed the program, they've changed the culture, and like I said, recruiting to Ames is not easy, but he's getting the players.
Recruiting to Austin's a little bit easier at
Right.
plus 450. The Longhorns are third best odds in the Big 12, and that's plus 450 is pretty close. That is close to what they're happening. Can Steve Sarkisian change the culture and turn this around as quickly as people are hoping? Because there are some people that think that Steve Sarkisian, because the problem at Texas since Mac Brown has left has been the development of their recruits. We've seen the fall off in first round draft picks that come out of Texas, but they're getting the talent in there. You see, whether it's Connor Williams or this year, I mean, they've got the talent that's still getting drafted. They just don't seem to be cultivating that talent that they're bringing in anymore. And it's kind of staying static. Can he coach up the team and make a big jump in year one? Because we saw what he did with that talent at Alabama. Right. And that talent went from coming on campus to being first round talent by the time they left.
Yes. And I think he did the first step in taking and changing the culture of Texas by not necessarily appointing Casey Thompson as the starter. He went in, he talked about Hudson Card a little bit, and everyone was already assuming that Casey had the job. When you make
especially after that Alamo Bowl performance,
especially after the Alamo Bowl, right? So now you're thinking that, okay, well, this guy's coming in and there's a certain comfort level. When do you get your best competition? I mean, your best results is when you're competing. So you got these guys already. Now we already got a quarterback challenge, a quarterback competition. That right there is setting the tone that he's not letting anybody. And I think there is a level of not necessarily expectation, but when guys go to Texas, it's almost like you've made it. I mean, you're a Texas kid. I grew up in Texas. We know they are the next step to the Cowboys in this state. I mean, no offense to the Houston Texans.
No, I get it.
But that is
not take it.
They are the Mecca.
The Cowboys are it. The Yankees are it. The University of Texas is it.
The University of Texas. I mean, everywhere. So for guys to get there and get already scrambled, getting uncomfortable, where he knows that, you're going to have to earn it a little bit up here. And I think that's one thing that he learned from Nick Saban in Alabama, is that the only way to get the best out of your players is to create open competition. Don't let them come in there and automatically appoint them. We saw who would have thought that Jalen Hurts would get pulled in a national championship game for
be hungry.
Who would have thought that? But you have to, as a coach, create that type of scenarios so guys can be better. That's when you raise to the best. That's when you see what you're made of. That's when you raise to the competition, is by creating that kind of conflict. And you hate to say things like that, but we say this in training all the time. True stress is when the body changes. The body knows when you're BSing, but true stress allows the body to change. You have to significantly break the body down so it can rebuild itself up. So failure sets, working till you can't lift another rep. Same thing applies here. If I know for a fact that you're going to be sitting unless you complete this pass, you're going to be more inclined to complete that pass, regardless if the receiver catches it or not. So I think Sark had a really good idea by shutting that down early in Big 12 media days and saying, hey, Casey's not necessarily the guy. We got another guy over here by the name of Hudson as well.
Taking a look over in the SEC, Bama, the obvious favorite, minus 125. You got to bet 125 to 100.
Is that 125 to 100? Is that really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's a
you're literally giving up money.
It's a football factory, and you're going to put all the money down to win about a third of that back. So there's no point in even betting on those guys. But
Georgia in second at plus 250 and A&M at plus 900 in third. And I find the A&M thing in third in the conference. I know they have a lot of talent coming back. There's a big question mark, though, after losing, 3/5 of their offensive line and their starting quarterback.
Yeah, San Antonio kid.
Four-year starter.
Yeah.
Under Jimbo. So now you got Zach Calzada and competition at quarterback at A&M, and that's still really good odds despite the change both on the offensive line and under center that will be happening this year.
Yeah.
So Vegas obviously thinks very highly of the Aggies this year.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to start with, like you said, from the top down. Jimbo's going to always been a guy that, from the Jameis Winstons to the Kellen Monds, like he's always been a guy to put the best athlete under center, and these guys can carry teams as we've seen in the past. Them being third with 900, that, like you said, that's significant considering the LSUs that are out there, the Auburns that are out there. These guys are going to have to earn it, though. I mean, the talent is one thing, but we realize that Alabama has a football factory. For some reason, it doesn't matter who they get or where they get them from, Mr. McCorkle. They can spit out first round draft picks. How many first round picks did they have this last draft? 7?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I mean, we're talking
Mac Jones, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith. Defensive side of the ball.
Patrick Surtain, the second junior. It's 4. Like this is crazy.
It's a factory.
But you understand that,
and it's every year. Every
year there's a pool of talent for every team, but none of them produce or bring their talent to a head like Alabama does. But I am interested in that third round ranking from Texas A&M, considering that they have lost so much. What is it that we don't know, or what is it that Vegas knows that they have still in the tank to put them at third in the SEC? Like that's a huge question mark right there, and I'm interested to see how that unfolds.
Najee Harris, another guy we forgot.
Oh gosh,
in Pittsburgh, my number one in my
that's my first overall pick.
That was my first pick, and we're doing a dynasty draft, so we get to draft all the incoming. That was my number one pick.
That was your number one pick. See, and I had Clyde Edwards last year, and everyone thought I was crazy. They thought I was crazy. And I was like, okay, let me ride this man all the way. And I won both leagues, by the way, in case you were wondering. Yes, I won both of them.
And taking a look at Conference USA, Marshall plus 250, UAB plus 275, UTSA third plus 300 after a very, very strong year by Jeff Traylor coming in his first season, having to deal with COVID and completely changing the culture, it seemed, of the Roadrunners.
Yeah, can lightning strike twice? Can lightning strike in one place twice? I mean,
they've had a very good offseason. They landed the receiver from Texas as a transfer. I mean, they've got players coming in to play for Jeff Traylor. He seems to be one of those, group of 5 coaches that could be on a trajectory for greatness.
Which I hate, because I think you need to have coaches that are going to be in a place long enough to build the program up.
Mm-hmm.
I think UTSA is a gym that people just don't put, because it's UTSA. It's not UT Austin or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at their facilities, if you look at their campus, if you look at the talent that they're bringing in every year, these guys can compete. And I wish they would just get a little bit more
playing in the dome
recognition, playing in the dome. I mean, that we all know what that's like, and it's amazing. It is a great atmosphere in the Alamo Dome. So I think with a little bit more exposure, third in the conference, I think that gives them probably a semi big bowl game at the end of the year. And I'm hoping for them because they got another great running back that just came in there. He hasn't just come in there. A kid from Johnson that played running back. I can't remember his name. But a ton of talent that goes to UTSA. And I think for some reason we're not giving them the credit because they're not on a national
Oh, you're talking
scale.
about Sincere McCormick, the one from Judson.
Okay, that's where it is, from Judson. Yes.
And Rashad Wisdom, the safety from Judson as well.
These guys are these
first team all Conference USA last
and
year.
These guys are going to be right here in their own backyard and be able to play for their friends and family. And you can never discount.
Look at Frank Harris, the quarterback out of Clemens.
Again, playing in your own backyard, it changes things. It really does. Having family and friends in the stands, as we've seen with the WNBA and how those players are saying that, not having the support of their family and friends in the stands has changed their game. It definitely does something. Home field advantage and being at home in front of your friends and family does change things. So congratulations to those guys. And I'm anxious. I plan on being at every UTSA game this year. I'll be right there with you, Pledge.
You
with
got
my
it.
media pass.
Let's do it. Jamar Ransom. You can follow him on Twitter at JupiterFit by Jamar. I am at I Am Pledger. This is the Saturday Morning Hangover on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and more on the go at ESPNSA.com. Coming up next, the NBA Finals. Have the Bucks seized the momentum in this series, or is it simply just about home court advantage? We'll discuss next right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover.
Summer is all about the sunshine. Baseball's all-star game. Getting wet to cool off. And patiently waiting for football season to get here. Pass the time and win summer cash. We're giving away $1,000 each weekday. Listen for the winning keyword at 7, 10, 1, 4, and 6. And enter that keyword at ESPNSA.com. Money to buy those season tickets you've been wanting to score. Official rules online at ESPNSA.com. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
O'Reilly. When it's a warm day and your car's AC is blowing hot air, you need some relief. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and talk to our professional parts people about AC Pro refrigerant recharge kits for your vehicle. Buy now and you'll get a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate. Keep cool this summer with AC Pro refrigerant at O'Reilly Auto Parts, in store or at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Are you tired of being sidelined by nagging pain? Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer and Dance with the Stars champion. Happy to tell you about QC Kinetics and their biologic therapies for treating pain without drugs or surgery.
Are you suffering from chronic pain in your hips, knees, shoulder, or lower back? Are you tired of living with arthritis pain? QC Kinetics offers natural pain treatment that can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints.
Listen, I know pain, and I've seen firsthand how powerful biologic therapies can be. Patients at QC Kinetics rave about their result because they're getting their lives back. They are getting moving again.
These exciting regenerative treatments used to be available only to pro athletes like Emmitt. Now they're available to anyone thanks to QC Kinetics. Call today for your free consultation.
Get long-lasting results from my friends at QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics 210-571-0318. 2 area locations, QC Kinetics 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318.
We are back doing live shows on location. Jason Minix here. Join me for our first live Blitz broadcast in over a year as we're going to be out at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar as we celebrate 9 years at that Slacker's North Star location this Thursday. The Blitz live 4 to 7, tons of prizes, including WWE Raw tickets, bets this Thursday with the Blitz back out at Slacker's North Star location as they celebrate 9 years with one heck of a party. We'll see you out at Slackers.
Welcome back into the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and we're on the go at ESPNSA.com. I am James Pledger, joined by Jamar Ransom, filling in for Jack Thompson today. You can follow him on Twitter at JupiterFitByJamar. We were talking during the break. You were telling me about Ohio State being worth $1 billion, just the logo, and people don't even know what a Buckeye is.
They don't even know what a Buckeye is. They think it's
and you're like, that's like Dallas Cowboys stuff right there. I was like, if Ohio State's worth that, I wonder what Texas is worth.
How about that? Pledge is on top of it. Texas is worth $1.1 billion.
Number one with a bullet.
And they 1.1, and they overtook.
There are only 3 teams in college football worth over $1 billion. You can guess all 3 of them. It's Ohio State, it's Texas, it's Alabama, and Texas hasn't been relevant football-wise in a decade.
That's crazy to even think about. $1.1 billion is what their football program's worth.
Imagine if they were good.
They have the Longhorn Network. I mean, this is something that you can see everywhere. That's the whole reason. The whole reason for the disbandment of the Big 12 is because
as it was.
These guys wanted their own network, and they're like, "Well, we'll show your games on there. Only the ones that you lose, though." Yeah, right. You ain't gonna show any winning games for us. What kind of recruiting tool is that? Show only the games that we lose in. I mean, it makes sense, but to know that and we were having this guy. I told him it was worth $1 billion. He was like, "I bet you Texas is worth more." I'm like, "Wait a minute, no." And sure enough, he was right. $1.1 billion. Jesus, come on, guys.
Taking a look at the NBA Finals, Game 5 tonight, right here on ESPN San Antonio. 7 o'clock pregame, 8 o'clock tip-off, brought to you by the Mullow Mushroom. The series is tied at 2 games apiece right now, and it has been win on your home floor throughout.
Yes.
But the last 2 games have gone to the Milwaukee Bucks. Have the Bucks seized the momentum of this series, or is this truly just about home court advantage and the role players at home playing better at home than the other team's role players?
That's what I think it is. That in addition to the officiating. And I hate to bring that up. I hate to use that as a crutch, but some of the stuff that these guys get called. And
although Devin Booker got away with one.
He did on that 6th foul for sure. I thought for sure he was going to be gone on there. I thought that was such a silly foul. I mean, you might as well.
Why are you doing that?
Why would you do that? But you're in the heat of battle. It's one thing to, kind of just shut those things off. But so what we need to look at tonight is the officiating in Phoenix to see if that really is going to be the determining factor, because we know how State Farm has got Chris Paul lined up for a Grammy over here for the best acting job possible, right? And then best actor in an NBA series, Chris Paul. I mean, it's hands down how bad this guy is.
We saw it on full display when he got hit by Patrick Beverly.
Yeah. So, what about that foul with not Cameron Payne, with what's the other Cam? Jordan?
Cam Jordan.
Cam
Johnson. Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson didn't even get touched. He didn't even get touched. And he was down there. Like, these guys are soccer players now. They full flip, lay down for 5 minutes. Like, we don't have that kind of time.
LeBron.
We're on the West Coast, okay? You got the game starts here at 8. We can't be watching the game till midnight because this guy's laid out on the floor for an additional 5 minutes. Like, get up off the floor. But has Milwaukee stolen the momentum?
Man, football players hate those people selling fouls.
Oh, goodness, man. I mean, you talk about a guy that loves contact. Like, you sit here and you see a guy not even get touched and just throw his head back and play. Like, you're going to hurt yourself faking the foul before you even, get into the actual game. Or, it's frustrating to see. But seeing Dario Saric.
Yeah,
right?
Dario Saric.
Why did I butcher that man's name? He probably hates me right now. It's like, man, get my name right. But to see him be out, and DeAndre Ayton have to pick up that slack, and him getting those additional fouls, that's going to be a really, really big thing to see tonight, because when he's out, Milwaukee goes big and they dominate when it comes to the rebounds. Obviously, the turnovers are something to be said about Chris Paul and the 17 turnovers they had that transitioned to 19 points. You got to protect the ball. But I'm very interested to see how the fouling goes during this game. We all know that in Phoenix, these guys are going to be trying to sell them extra. Chris Paul might do a quadruple tumble to make sure that he can get a foul so he can take it out on the side. But I think momentum is always going to be determined by what these refs allow to let happen and not let happen. And I'm hoping tonight that they let these guys play and we can see the best man win.
Who is the best team?
Best team right now, I'd say, was Phoenix. I would definitely
still on Phoenix.
Still on Phoenix. I feel like a lot of the things that happened in the last two games, one, DeAndre Ayton picking up the extra slack, and two, the turnovers in the last game. I think those are very characteristic of what they're capable of and what they've been showing all year. I feel like being back at home, giving them a chance to kind of refresh, be back in their own home arena. Hopefully they eliminate some of the mistakes. And if they do, and then we got to see what happens when Giannis is shooting free throws. If they start that count again, it's over. You talk about one man killing your fantasy.
I love that.
Giannis killed my fantasy and free throw percentage. He got me every other 8 categories, but that 9th category, man, like he drug it in the dirt. I love
that by Phoenix fan though.
Yeah,
I think
awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is awesome.
He's in his head about it. Get deeper.
He's trying to shoot faster now. Have you seen that? Like he doesn't want to listen to it. He's trying to shoot at 8 instead of shooting at 12. Like it doesn't make too much of a difference.
He needs to speed up the process because you don't need to be taking all that time up at the free throw line.
I mean, we got kids, guys. Like we can't be up till 1 a.m. watching you shoot free throws. Like, come on, give us. These guys got to eat. We got things to do, and we sitting here trying to watch the game, and we're watching Giannis shoot a free throw for 20 minutes. It's very frustrating. So hopefully he speeds that up. And hopefully that these guys are able to get back on track here tonight. I got Phoenix in 6. That was my prediction.
Still?
Yeah, Phoenix in 6.
So you think they get this one and then go into Milwaukee and take the next?
One. Yeah,
just close it out.
I just feel, but again, it's what these refs allow to happen. It does.
I also am Phoenix in 6 right now. Still, I'm sticking with it, but I think if it goes to Game 7. There is something about Chris Middleton. When the lights shine the brightest, he shows up. He's not always there. He's not as consistent as I want a max money player to be. But man, when you need something, he balls out. And we saw it against Brooklyn too.
I was gonna say he showed up in the series before as well. You're exactly right. He even in the Atlanta series, he didn't
show up early.
He would disappear,
but he showed up late.
Out of nowhere, here he is. I mean, you got to give him credit where credit is due. He does find a way. I believe he had 40 points this last game.
Yep,
42 points. Jeez, I mean, to say that he's the Batman and Giannis is the Robin, I don't think that's offensive. I mean, when he needs to take the helm, he does. I mean, these guys are in Batman and Robin wear costumes. Sometimes you can just switch costumes. They may be tight, they may be slugged, they may be loose or whatever, but you just switch. Hey, Giannis, you're gonna be Batman today, and I'll be Robin. Or you just get the Justice Leagues. Somebody dresses up. The other one person could be Wonder Woman or whatever. But he does show up in big games. And again, if it gets to Game 7, I think we start this Chris Paul curse, and I hate saying that. Because the storyline is so great. You do want to see him win this championship after 16 years. You would love to see that. But to see Milwaukee come from the depths because of injury and free throws or whatever the reason is.
Giannis choosing to stay in Milwaukee.
Giannis using a small market, which, debunks my whole draft reform thing, but we're going to leave that for another day. We are drawn to these games because of the storyline. We're drawn because of the drama that is created. And Chris Paul having 5 turnovers, it's so uncharacteristic of him, right? But we want him to win this championship.
But is he cursed?
Is he cursed? You go 3-1 in LA. You go 3-1 in Houston. You got all these things going for you. What do we do about that?
He is Jamar Ransom. You can follow him on Twitter at Jupiter Fit by Jamar. I am Pledger. Coming up next, we're going to put a bow on the show and get out of here for the weekend. Sports Fandom. When is it okay to desert your team? We're going to talk about it next right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. And as always, we're on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Getting ready for the hangover without the headache. The Saturday Morning Hangover. Saturday mornings 9 to 11. James Pledger and Jack Thompson bring you the latest on the Cowboys, Spurs, Texans, Longhorns, Aggies, Red Raiders, Roadrunners, and more. Check out the Saturday Morning Hangover. Saturday mornings 9 to 11. 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow, here to tell you about my Giza Dream bed sheets. I made sure that they would be everything you'd ever want in a sheet set. I started with the world's finest cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region where the Sahara Desert, the Nile River, and the Mediterranean Sea all meet. The long staple cotton makes my Giza Dream sheets ultra soft and durable. They come with extra wide pillowcases to fit over any pillow and extra deep pockets to fit over any mattress. Not only that, they come with my 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. And now you can get the best sheets ever for the best price ever. When you buy one of my Giza Dream bed sheet sets, you'll get another one absolutely free. I personally guarantee that they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
Go to mypillow.com and click on the radio listener square and use promo code SKY, S-K-Y, for this amazing special, or call 800-635-1825 and use promo code SKY.
Don't wait until you think you have a problem with your water before calling Alamo Water Softeners. Hi, Jason Minix here. Have Alamo Water Softeners come out to your house and give you a free water analysis and free estimate. Get free basic installation with the purchase of select new water softeners. You know, in San Antonio, we have some of the hardest water in the country. Having a water softener, it's a necessity, not a luxury. So discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
More people are driving than ever before. That means a higher risk of you getting into an accident. Call My Collision Center first. Our professionals use original, not aftermarket generic parts at no extra cost to you. Aftermarket parts will bring your vehicle's value down. Your safety and satisfaction is My Collision Center's top priority. We work for you. We provide a written lifetime warranty and invoice verifying parts are factory original. If you have an accident and you want factory parts at no extra cost to you, choose My Collision Center.
Your experience matters. At University of Phoenix, relevant life experience and eligible transfer credits can help you earn your degree faster and for less. In fact, undergrads who apply these credits, on average, save about 1 year and $11,000. Get the credit you deserve for time spent in the classroom, on the job, and in life. And see how much you can save at phoenix.edu. That's phoenix.edu.
You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend.
Welcome back into the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. That's right. We're going out and style a little tribute to Biz Markie, passed away last night at the age of 57. Another man gone way too soon in the hip-hop game.
So young, and everyone, no matter where you're from, who you are, you can associate with that song. You can sing that song. You've sung that song. You've tried to hit the note like me and Pledge have done with these raspy voices. We've been in here and all morning, and it doesn't get any better. But it's good that he was able to bring so much joy to so many people, in his short time here on this earth. So, gone but never forgotten. But R.I.P. there, Biz Markie. Tough stuff, man. Tough stuff.
As a brutal one, once again, it comes down to it. But you look at it, and I saw a post by a good friend of the show, April Ancera Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram truck, and she's basically renounced her fandom to the Houston Texans. Longtime Houston Texans fan, ever since the inception of the franchise. Let down year after year after year after year. And her husband has finally talked her into joining the Baltimore Ravens fandom.
He's so good. He said I hope he's in sales.
I mean, right now it's not hard. I have thought about it myself and been like, I am done with this team. I can't take anymore. And I still just keep crawling back, following, what if Davis Mills ends up being a gem that you found in the third round? Like I just crawling back in every time. Like I can't quit it. I've tried. So when is it okay to leave your fandom? Because I believe Houston fans got about as good a reason as anybody right now.
And you had a good point earlier. You're like, can you ever?
Can you?
You can't. There's no way. The memories associated with it. Me and my girlfriend, we literally put the other 31 teams into a bowl to pool to see who we were going to cheer for. And I had to come at the end of the season and be like, look, I'm a Raiders fan. Is it okay? I gave James 2 instances where I think it is okay. One, when the team leaves your city. I don't see a lot of people in St. Louis cheering for the Rams right now. It's different. You know, an LA Ram is different than the St. Louis Ram. Same thing with the Raiders. I know they went up and down from Oakland to LA, but a Las Vegas Raider just didn't have the same.
You don't have it.
It was hard. It was hard all last season. And then I keep watching Derek Carr knocking out cheerleaders on the sideline with a deep ball. I'm just frustrated, you know.
Well, that's more about like if the Oakland Raiders left and let's say Patrick Mahomes was your court, I think you're still following him.
Yeah.
I think this is a more of a Derek Carr thing for you.
You can say it's because it's Derek. I would
trust me. I had to deal with a Carr myself.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Same thing. Like, what are we doing here with these guys? Like, you know, they're good for our 7-on-7 leagues, but when it comes down to it, we need some real quarterbacks.
Is it okay to leave your fandom? Have you ever contemplated it? Have you pulled the plug? Have you ripped the Band-Aid? At Jupiter Fit by Jamar, at I Am Pledge, or hit us up on the Kielbasa Bacon phone line 656 ESPN 656-3776 like Michael Scott did. Michael, welcome into the Saturday Morning Hangover.
Hey, thanks for having me. Great show. 2 times I almost pulled the plug as a Cowboy fan. I've been a Cowboy since 75. Barry Switzer.
Oh,
won't say anymore. And Randall Cunningham. And when Randall went in, I remember telling my friends, because I don't know how old I was at the time, early 20s, telling him that I wish we'd lose every game. And especially, well, because
Randall was like 41 at this point or something, right?
He was Tom Brady's age.
He was an Eagle pledger. There's nothing worse.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
Holding that grudge.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Guys, I love you. It's Buddy Ryan's fault. Guys, I love you. Have a great day.
Hey, I have so much respect for that comment, Michael Scott, because as an Oilers fan, yes, it was Buddy Ryan's fault.
Yep. I mean, and he's exactly right. You can't have an Eagle coming in here and taking snaps from the Cowboys and vice versa. It's just like, you know, traded just like the Eagles and the Giants over here fighting for draft picks, talking about trading in within the conference. Like, you don't do that. It just happens, right? But I totally respect that. That goes back to the point that we talked about, you know, graduating from 2 different universities. Which degree do you hang up? And it's conflicting, but at the same time,
you hang them all up.
You just hang them all up. But also when you have another player like the Barry Sanders and the Calvin, there's no way I would be a Detroit Lions fan. You can't keep great players from being on the field because you want to hold on to them too long.
Yeah. That's a tough one. One more before we get out of here. 656 ESPN 656-3776 Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. We're back to them. Eddie, what you got for us on the Saturday Morning Hangover?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, man, I've been a Cowboys fan since I was probably 6 years old. I'm 39. So I pulled the plug just this last year. That's it. I have family in Chicago, and I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm just rooting for the Bears from here on out. It's just accumulation of everything. Jerry Jones, the way it's being ran, the franchise, Ezekiel Elliott. I can't stand that guy. I'm done. I'm just everything. It's just accumulation of everything. I'm done. Yeah, I think you can.
So if the Cowboys are making a playoff run this year, that defense looks feasible. Are you back in, or you're just done?
I'm done. It was to the point where I was hoping Dak Prescott would sign somewhere else, because I really do like Dak Prescott. Like, I really do like him as a person and as a player. But I'm done. I'm gonna ride, and from here on out, I know the Bears are probably gonna be trash again. But that's it. I'm done with the Cowboys for good.
Eddie, what you gonna do with all your Cowboys gear?
That's it. Donated it.
Don't donate it. It might be worth $1.56 million.
But yeah, man, that's a good show today you guys got, man.
Appreciate it, Eddie.
that.
Really
Thank
appreciate the comment. Man, I get it. I'm right there. I'm on the precipice. I can't take that step, though.
Holy smokes, to go to Chicago? I mean, that was...
Yeah, it's not like you went to a great organization.
You got to be done to go to Chicago from the couch. You got to be done.
Jamar,
like, that's over.
Thanks again for playing radio with me today.
Man, anytime. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
New gym coming up, Jupiter Fit by Jamar. It is going to be off of 1604 over at Northwest Military. He's got you taken care of. From the meals to the workouts, he's got you on a plan, and he will get you in cover. You can follow him on Instagram at Jupiter_fit_by_Jamar, or just follow him on Twitter at Jupiter Fit by Jamar. Jamar, once again, thanks as always for the time.
Thanks, baby. Always rocking and rolling.
For Jamar, I'm James Pledger. Until next week, guys, hang loose, stay cool, and most importantly, have fun, guys.
Peace.
This is the sound of a blizzard treat at DQ. But it also sounds like a weekend bike ride.